How's it going, Mr. Crouton? Yo, base name. I can't even be eating no croutons, but that's a base name nonetheless. What's my least favorite CS2 gun is what you're asking, Mr. Crouton. I'd have to say least favorite CS2 gun. That is honestly hard to say, but probably the FAMAS. I'm gonna say the FAMAS is probably my least favorite CS2 gun. I don't really like the spray pattern. I don't really like how it shoots. I do like a lot of the skins it has. I think the FAMAS honestly has some banger skins, and I love how the gun looks, and I love the real-world counter part of the CS2 FAMAS. However, as a gun to use in the game, I'm not really the biggest fan of it. Is it actually my least favorite gun in CS2? I don't know. Let me give this some thought just for a moment. Excuse me. There's guns that I don't tend to use a lot, just because I'm not particularly skilled with them, like the Scout and the AWP, for example. I'm not very good with them, but I don't use them because I dislike using them. I don't use them because I'm not very good with them. I like the Negev a lot. I don't use the CZ a lot, but I think it's a pretty cool gun as well. I love the R8. I love the Nova. I'm gonna have to say probably the FAMAS is my least favorite gun. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say probably the FAMAS is my least favorite gun in Counter-Strike 2. Just never really been the biggest fan of using it, in all honesty. And, yeah, I'm gonna have to say the FAMAS is probably my least favorite gun in CS2. Like the Glock just never used burst mode. This is very true. This is very true. I also just haven't used the FAMAS a lot, though. So maybe in the next CS2 stream, I should try using the FAMAS a bunch and see if I can get good with it. But overall, right now, it is probably my least favorite gun in CS2, but who knows, that opinion may very well change in the future. I do like to challenge my own personal opinions, and so maybe that will be an interesting theme for a future live stream. Hey, that was a pretty good rhyme there, no complaints on my behalf. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Dilithium, you're saying your least favorite gun in CS2 is the R8 revolver. That's just because bro hasn't hit a crazy 2K on mid-window in Mirage and gotten accused of cheating in CS2 on Twitter. That's just because that hasn't happened to you yet. You start using the R8 and that's going to happen, and then you're going to love it because you're going to be like, oh my god, I could just clip farm to hell with this gun. I love clip farming with the R8. Am I good at using the R8? No way in hell am I good at using the R8. But somehow I have gotten decent clips more than one time while using the R8. And for that reason, if no other reason, it is an absolutely goated gun. But I do understand why some may not like the R8, because it is just so different from everything else in CS2. But honestly, that's the reason why I like it. I like that it is so different. I like that it takes a fat minute for it to shoot if you want it to do long range. And I like the fact that it's very inaccurate when you do instant clicks kind of thing. The R8 is so different from everything else in CS2, and I'd have to say that's probably one of the reasons why I do like it. And a lot of people be dissing on it. They call it a bad gun. I understand why some people might not like it, but saying that the R8 is a bad gun, that is not the case at all. The R8 is pretty goated. If a Silver 1 professional like me can clip farm with the R8, then, in my opinion, anybody can. That's what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. R8 isn't so bad, I just prefer non-delayed shooting, as I figured as much. As I figured as much, I will acknowledge. Because every other gun in CS2 has non-delayed shooting, so that does make sense, I will admit. Who wants smoke? Remember the Jacob hacking allegations around a year ago? Man, I'm still riding that high, baby. I'm still riding that high. That was absolutely hilarious. Still, in my personal opinion, absolutely a hilarious scenario to have happened. Just posted a clip I was happy with on Twitter, and then, like, I didn't even sleep that night. Like, no, wait, no, I did. I just went to bed, like, really, really, really late. But, yeah, I just, like, posted the clip on Twitter, went out for a smoke, and then I went and, like, ate some food and stuff like that kind of thing. And then I look at, like, Twitter, like, an hour later, and it had already blown up, and I was like, what is going on? And then, like, I'm just sitting there responding to people going, I wasn't hacking for, like, the next 3 hours. And then I go to bed. And then I wake up, and OniPixel had reacted to it. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is absolutely hilarious. I gotta admit, probably my best bit of clip farming I have ever done. And it's all thanks to one of y'all, because that was actually clipped on Twitch by one of y'all, and I just ripped the Twitch clip and posted it to Twitter like that. I cannot remember the name of the viewer who clipped that clip originally, but I really appreciate it because that was an amazing piece of promotion. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is he a big streamer? OniPixel, you know, I would have to say OniPixel. Some people may consider him to be a big streamer. He's not that big though. I really don't think he's as big as. No, I'm just kidding. OniPixel is like the biggest Counter-Strike 2 streamer these days, I would have to say. Although he doesn't really do a lot of Counter-Strike 2 streams too much anymore, kind of thing. He's diversified to a fullest extent, which is something that is absolutely a good idea for any streamer, of course. Diversification is key. And I would have to say OniPixel is absolutely one of the biggest Counter-Strike 2 themed streamers, as he does do like watch-alongs of all the pro tournaments and stuff like that kind of thing. And he's got some really interesting stuff out there. And if you haven't checked out OniPixel, I do recommend you do so after this live stream, of course, of course. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.